Fish are ubiquitous in the Caribbean, especially when I snorkel at night like a sea creature, carving space with water, creating installation art with bubbles, shaping the light with my arms and legs, spinning like a luminous cascading pirouette, like this. A firefly of the big blue sea, a fairy of eternal deep blue and green expanse. I live deep in the sea. I let my hair grow long, wild. It becomes my clothing, my blanket, my bed. It covers my naked body, especially when I swim far and wide into the deep blue, luminous, sublime sky water. The fish here in Aquatica are my family and loved ones. They kiss my face with their soft, velvety fins. Sometimes they sting me. I've grown accustomed to breathing underwater. And I see a man in a tuxedo swimming to shore. Who is that man? As soon as I see him, it's a mirage of passion. My arms and legs. Magenta water spin from my round form. We meet. My body perks up to meet him like lacquered pyramids. I'm saving his life and ripping off his tuxedo. We breathe and swim differently down here. We swim with a compass and a map I lost long ago. We must find our own way to shore. We create our own truth. Fish so small yet vibrant and boldly reflected in the moonlight of day. Fish like schools of silvery minnows in perpetual forgiveness. I slide through them with my radiant roundness and color-fast heart. Your tropical munificence is spraying angel fish that once had life behind your stillness. On land is a mirage of dripping clocks on branches and barren landscapes where we roam the Wyeth earth like bison. Underwater there is beauty and grace. I am the female architecture of your deep sea dig. There is an oasis I saw all throughout my life but couldn't name. You are the ocean in all its forms. Rough, smooth as glass, blue, aquamarine, mysterious. The ocean floor is where we meet, dine, and hold each other. I am the architectural body of your nautical exploration. You dive into me like a new ocean. My Jacques Cousteau, an innocent music box with a ballerina, is there. I see your hair glide past me as your fins and chest gleam bubbles and rays of blue and green. Sea kelp burgeons around picture frames. Ah, such radiant echoes of Debussy's La Mer. In my sleeping and waking breaths, I envision a new frontier. Dive into this maritime structure, find the compass, find the woman deep within. Wild, twisting heartland, vines of deep and true intent, tropical tundra, your green plumage, labyrinthine flora, shapes of Escheresque proportions, like antique epigraphs that linger into night. You want to flirt with us. Orchids erupt and carve the space, charting a map of horticultural fascination. Grief becomes a state of mind, a way of perceiving the world through your verdant windows. I rush to this fractal structure of velvet skin to solve the proof of maddening beauty. You grew this equation for me to solve. Bed of tundral chanting in a terrestrial oasis. Night drips over the city as the orchids writhe in a struggle for meaning, as your arms hold me in a brave new embrace. Beneath the interconnectedness of this natural wonder is the marrow that draws me to you. The color of soft sand of the Caribbean, the womb of night that calms me to divine reverie. the utopian mirage that grafts me through centuries of joyful existence. Skin and muscle that signify true human beauty. Your voice on the other end speaking intelligent life science. Turning language around, redefining it, giving it new meaning. When I kiss you, it's with a hold of me, like a shadow covering the city. Your face is very far away, cerebral, as you sublimely take shelter beside me. My soul's union with nature is complete. There is sea light behind your tallness, and an ocean liner. The immensity of sky stretches above us like an eternal oasis. Shadow of a plane reflected on a music building. We walk like two long brass humans. This is our circular earth. A million candles burn within you. For Todd, in the soft, billowy dreamscape of your mouth, I will live. In the morning sea light, you will join me. Let's dance around the fire of our youth, our souls, our bliss, you and me. In the sand of your smooth body, waves and valleys, I see your glowing orbs in the ocean bedazzle like two fantasy planets. Your face lingers past me in an effervescent haze of blue ocean calling. There is no innocence in your face. All of a sudden there is a boy in your smile. There is Paris in your walk. There is a golden gate under your feet. The waves are salty and undulate in your hair. The waves are tumultuous foam curving around your hips. Here's my Shelmerdine. Ocean promises renewal. There goes my baby in the glint of memory. Can I be the ocean you always go to? Your Atlantic, Pacific, and Mediterranean? You put your feet in, you roll up your pants, you carry the cold white water, and you say yes. Swim in desire, drink the continent with me. At work, I miss you. Where are you? The streets of my life here in the stockroom, this Philistine metropolis of capitalism, are like January every day without you. This is winter's blueprint. It's a cold, dry, empty space, in the darkness of barren insolvency. I wish we could run and laugh and swim and make love, and I wish we could go swimming in the ocean. I made money, but my heart skipped a beat witut you. We must remember that we are only human. As Strindberg said to Miss Julie, je ne suis qu'un homme. I'm only human. With great aspirations and an enormous heart. For you, for us, a mosaic of desire. There are those people that you meet in your lifetime that are divine, live on after their lifespan. There are many seasons of summer in your life. My poet, I fly around the page and sink into your words. Walk the mile between comprehension and madness. These words are like rafts, life vests that glow orange and blaze. Let's never press undo. Never press undo. Don't let those words float out to sea. Toss them overboard like ashes that once had life. They live on your page, forever breathing and waiting for the reader. In California, I found lost youth. In San Francisco, I found newfound strength. Now I'm returning to the site of my awakening. Smoky, hazy, rosy remembrance. A letting go of familial residue. Fresh, leafy trees grow, planting new roots in fertile soil. A freeing of the human condition. I left my keys there. Seeds blooming under the moon, like morning glories that receive moonlight as food. You dwell among the untrodden ways like a coy gentleman to her lover. Your deep pools of mahogany are filled with wondrous, limitless life. A sacred spring bursts forth to fertilize the earth like Persephone, bringing Persephone back to the lush green earth. He was not one for a particular age, but for all time. The vicissitudes of love that's what life's all about. Give me liberty, or give me love. Go, stop, go. Streetlights flash red, green, yellow. Big open spaces. Soft murmur of the bourgeois banter. We rise above it. You're dreamlike again, caring. Pink drink, blue sky, fools for love. Swim in desire. Feet up, fed up. 1950s diner, 1960s new wave decor, spoons and forks circa 1987. No more trying, just living and dying. Your voice is a skyscraper, an echo, a bird, a flute, a ray of golden darkness, a canvas to throw painted dreams on. Menus so thick and leathery tell a story. Clarity of wine and fatigue. My ink is on you now. Your ink is so smooth and clear. We heard noise all around us, but shut out the world in waiting. Blue sky, streaks of desire bleeding past me. Now I have just a few things about dance I'm going to read. I have a little tutu I'm going to put on.
Yes.
Let's see. To set the mood. Let's see. Yes. Okay, Todd, do you want to read your poem?
Yes.
Oh, we have a collaborative poem that Todd and I wrote together, and then I have a couple things about dance.
Okay.
Okay.
Here I go.
And then, then I'll just do a little dance, and then we have a few dance poems. And then I have a tribute to my mother, and that's it. Okay.
Uncertainty allows the present to be free. Let's create reality. Be poetry. Make it new. Hypertextual. Ready? Set. Make sure your charm is on vibrate. Arriving in the flow of a sexy satyr. Ambiguity is the only way. Pure ambiguity, whatever, forever a wet painting. Race you here, riding on the twilight of golden light. Mind your body, liquefy my faith into droplets of ecstasy, of neurotica. Leave no eyebrow unraised. Don't pull hunches and be a romantic realist. Arms reaching out of your charms, flush with characters, musingly bleeding your merry-go-round of hues, reversing any pout of blues. Fate is mooning us, getting dressed in primordial instincts, breathing deeply into iambic instincts of music, orchestral vapor garden of happy madness, tattooing the fate of Pollock's dripping paint on us, magnetic nomads nestled in dance, in poetry, verging and emerging, winding around the liquefaction of your smile. Basing this dance, crashing into renewal, haunting echoes of shock, a mellifluous harmony, creating me, granting me a lift ticket of heart-breathing sheets of human vulnerability, holding me like a corset, making relics of interdiscourse, firmly rooted fast and free into this beginning.
Thank you.
A few poems like that. I used to be a dancer. The dance used to be me. It took me everywhere, but I never felt anything. I thought about scenes from my life outside the ballet class. I could hear the Who's Teenage Wasteland. Except when I was on stage dancing in the Nutcracker Suite at Lincoln Center. I was a unique force, carving the space. But why? In college, Laurie Anderson echoed the words, "Hello, this is your mother. Are you coming home? Is anybody home in that body of yours? You don't know me, but I know you. There's something far away and remote going on in that body. Here come the plains of war, or peacetime, at last deep inside. You can come as you are as a dancer, and pay as you go." And I said, "Okay, who is this really?" All of a sudden you watched me dance. I saw you in the rhythm of the music. You saw me carving the space, charting a map, finding a new way to move. I dream of those cold Decembers before the Nutcracker Suite, being fitted for Capezio shoes. The smell of new pink leather and creamy red rouge to make me a toy soldier. How Lincoln Center lit up at night, and the dancing, loving waters of the night fountain spoke to me. What happened to my winter dreams of Tchaikovsky singing to me? Snowflakes cooling the yearning face of a young dancer. Dancers have the gift of an eternal life spring, flowing through their body, quenching their deepest desires, and hydrating their realities into a dream. This inner source waters down our suffering. The human condition is shown with our arms and legs, hands and feet. Dances and footsteps are the hieroglyphics of the soul. They are antique epigraphs. A timeless ritual occurs when the curtain rises to reveal the endless fascination and seduction of the many dances. We danced in a theater, on a stage, to form a human panorama, a terrestrial document, the earth establishing its place in the universe. Like a flower to the sun, we grow just watching the dancers of the ballet. Dancers carve space with their bodies. They attack it. They make love to it. They dance around it. They reveal personal truths on stage with their bodies instead of their voices. In the ballet class, there was tyranny within. Self-esteem was woven into their feet. It was a way to classify each other. If the teacher tells a much-needed joke, they laugh like they haven't laughed in years. Picture all your dreams coming true. Picture the most love and beauty and profound excitement you could ever ask for, all in one place, all yours for the taking. That's how it was. In Swan Lake, I was the dying swan. I miss that ballerina and the stage lights. Smile of untarnished cement. The dying swan, turning so lovely. Before the deluge, before the winter blast, the dance of the snowflakes. Where Tchaikovsky lulls me to sleep, tells me that everything is going to be okay. His music was transcendent and luminous. The Nutcracker is a timeless gift, like a gust of flowers and lyrical birds. Mendelssohn's A Midsummer Night's Dream is a sacred golden fire. The spirals of the music on stage will be a divine opus of dreams. The grace off stage at Lincoln Center during the day, the lights up, hello, hello, hello. In an empty theater, the stage lights shine and lionize, burnish, corset us, drench us, hold me, love me, tell me I'm the one. I lived a real-life fantasy on stage, in beautiful, radiant purple, silk, and pink. When the lights go up, the pain from sore feet disappear. I never wanted the curtain to fall, grafting me into a harsh reality of a fractured family in Brooklyn in the 80s. Please don't fall. Curtain, please don't fall. I danced in front of 1,000 people playing a character. The rapturous music transported my soul. I wish you could see what I mean. Look into a young girl's joy and excitement of dancing on such an immense stage to a symphonic swirl. It brings me back to my childhood, to a time and place in my mind where everything was safe and exciting. Our earliest dreams are still alive. The Nutcracker and Mendelssohn's score are the keys that unlock my tender youth, like Swan's Way. The performance is a grand act. Performance lifts us up, uplifts us to the eternal, timeless universe. The gift and power of performance to a child, to inspire, excite, teach, love, motivate, nurture during a difficult time. When my parents were fighting and things were grim, I was suddenly on stage, in gorgeous costumes, dancing to Mendelssohn. You are loved by the stage, it told me. On stage, everything was a utopian fantasy. Vision of perfection on this troubled earth. It always told me that everything would be okay. Life was exciting and beautiful. You're not fully touching the ground on stage. It's an immense swelling of cotton candy, a painkiller. Walking through the halls of the Juilliard School in the 80s, I became immersed in the sumptuous world of the theater. I developed a newfound strength of purpose as I walked through the xylophone tapping halls. Somehow the air seemed fresher, with a pure level of dedication to one's art. In this enlightened environment, the sounds were sharper. The music more lucid. The pirouettes faster. The actor's craft more developed than before. On a good day, you could catch George Balanchine in the elevator. What do you do? Okay. Work is the key to life, she told me. We rode through open fire hydrants in the summertime, riding the cyclone in Coney Island. We jumped to catch the turquoise wave and sang, "Blue moon, I saw you standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own." Oh, Mom, don't go gently. In fact, don't go at all. This is winter's blueprint. Now I'm the fluttering and dancing moth, monarch like my mother, buzzing around. Gloria said, "Mira, siéntate, let go of Mama's hand." And I did. The picture was torn after I moved to San Francisco. I left to join my gorgeous western bird and marry him, to find new meaning in an old marina. The woods are very dark now. I ask, are we still a family? Watching the Brooklyn Bridge in 100 years? Light think that no crystal stairs, Langston said. Today I'm a woman. Yesterday I was a thing in the Twin Towers. We are phenomenal. The offices are now empty and papers are flying from 1928. Telephone operator was like you. And now you're gone. Will God make it rain tonight? After you was the great flood. Good night, Hugh. Now I say good night. All quiet in the darkness. Now I hear your Mozart. And Central Park is so green and lush. Your smile lights up the trees at Tavern on the Green, rushing past your reflection from the bus window. When I leave New York, the trees will be barren. We are Persephone and Demeter. The trumpets, tropical tundra, spectacular rays of sunlight. You said you'd always be there. Echoes of oboes, shimmering flute sounds, Chopin and Beethoven on cello. But now you're not here. We've lost your phone number. The sounds are indecipherable. Your laughter echoing from a breezy car on Long Island. Where are you going? Can you survive there? The antiques of Sunday on Long Island. Bacon and eggs of early summer. Don't forget to set the alarm. Swim where I can see you. You made your own choices. A pioneer of murky woods. Rising like a blackbird. My mother is a woman warrior. And so am I. There is sea light behind his tallness. And an ocean liner. In a green-blue haze of a swiftly moving Atlantic. We met. Ahoy, Pirate Cybele here. Meet you upstairs. I envision waves curving around your hips. We dance the rumba. Ragtime serenades. Summer smoke. Cello. Pink drink, blue sky. Your smoke finds me in the dead of night. Singes beneath black silk that I'm wearing. My father's voice on the phone at the 59th Street Bridge. 59th Street Pier, New York City. I was a little girl again. We were breezy and young again. The sunlight was crackling in the phone. I heard America in his voice. The excitement of an island man with confidence in his future. We were Lear and Cordelia again, coming home from a walk in Prospect Park. He seemed so happy and blustery. Father and daughter on a trip to the early days. The sunlight was young in the 80s and weaning. Well-dressed, exuberant, vivacious, angry. Style of a dandy. That of ragtime serenades and speakeasies. Wandering minstrel of medieval architecture. Made in summer smoke and New York modernity. Turn of the century parties. Vanity Fair sculpted and molded you. Winter weathered you in strong cowhide shoes. He walked briskly through the city. The city was under his feet. It was his city. The dandy is smiling with a zest for life unheard of in these parts. The smile glimmers through snowy Sundays. So let's take the sled out and race down the hill. A young father walks through New York City in snowstorms. Thank you so much, everybody.